Good afternoon, my name is Randy Stedman. I'm here today to talk to you guys a little bit about M4 rifle. If you guys are service members, which most of you guys are, you guys know a thing or two about the M16s, the A2s, the A4s, the M4s. When you guys go down range, U.S. soldiers, they get deployed. They're going to depend on this weapon, to save their lives in a combat situation. So should this weapon fail, they need to know how to very quickly take it apart, put it back together, make sure it works. So today I'm going to go over disassembly, reassembly, and functions check of an M4 rifle. I'm not going to be using M4. It's a military grade weapon. It's got 3-round bursts. That's what differentiates it from a civilian model AR-15. So today we'll be using an AR-15 in place of it, because I don't have an M4. So before you handle any firearm, you're gonna drop the magazine. You want to make sure it's clear, there's no rounds in the chamber. You're gonna pull the charging handle lock and clear it. You're looking on the inside of the chamber here. You're gonna make sure that there's no brass inside the chamber or on the gas cylinder block at the rear. Once that's done, you can let the slide go forward. On the left-hand side of the pistol, there's 2 pins that holds the upper and lower receivers together. You're gonna push those out. You're gonna pull both pins out. Once both pins are fully out, the weapon's gonna break apart from the upper and lower receiver. Once you have the upper receiver pulled apart, you're gonna go ahead and pull back on the charging handle. What this does is let the bolt carrier group pull out, as well as the charging handle itself. Now for soldiers, this is as far down as the upper receiver breaks. On military models, you can take the handguard off, which allows you to clean the barrel, oil it, whatever the case may be. This model does not allow you to do that. So once you're there, you take your bolt carrier group. On the right hand side of it, there's a firing pin, retaining pin. You're going to go ahead and remove this pin on the side. And once the pin's out, it's going to allow you to remove the firing pin. The firing pin slides right out the bottom. And once the firing pin's out, this will allow you to remove the alignment block on the rear of it. And once that's out, once you pull out your firing pin retaining or your alignment block, you're going to be able to pull the gas tube out the back of it. This is as far apart as the bolt carrier. This is as far as the bolt carrier group breaks down. And on your lower receiver, the only thing that you're going to have any say-so is the buffer spring. There's a lever on the back of the weapon, on the inside of the buffer spring housing. You push it in, the buffer spring and buffer are going to come out the end. Buffer and buffer spring will separate. And that's as far apart as the weapons break down at a soldier's level. From that point, it's going to go back together the exact opposite way it came out. You're going to put the buffer and buffer spring back together. Put it back in the housing. You're going to put your bolt back together. The gas block goes back in. Alignment block goes back in. Your firing pin's going to go back in. Exact opposite of what came out. Firing pin retaining pin is going to go back in. And then the upper receiver, you're going to put your charging handle back on the top. Bolt carrier group going back together. Push it all the way forward, make sure it locks back in place. At this point, you're going to take your lower receiver, match it back up to your upper receiver. Push the pins back in. And from this point, we're going to do a functions check. We just took the weapon apart. We know that it's clear. Put it back together. We want to make sure that everything works. So we're going to go ahead and do a functions check. And what that consists of is you're going to charge the weapon one time. Ensure that the weapon's unsafe at the selector level right here. You're going to squeeze the trigger. Nothing should happen. You're going to place the weapon on fire. You're going to flip the switch to the single fire position. You're going to pull the trigger and hold it. You should hear a metallic click when you pull the trigger. That's the metallic click. You're going to hold the trigger down, you're going to charge it again. Let the bolt go back forward. when you let go of this trigger, you should hear another metallic click. There it is. On military grade weapons, you're going to do the same thing in the 3-round burst position. You're going to flip it to 3-round burst. You're going to pull the trigger. You hear the metallic click. You're going to charge the weapon 3 times because it's on 3-round burst. You're going to release it. You hear the metallic click. And at that point, you're going to charge the weapon 1 more time. You're going to place the weapon on safe. This is something that all soldiers in basic training, it's ingrained in you. I mean, most soldiers, I mean, they could take an M4 apart blindfolded in the dark. They know it forwards and backwards, and that's what they make their money with. That's tools of the trade. So today we covered clearing a rifle, disassembly, reassembly, and functions check of an M4 rifle. So I hope it was informative, and thank you for your time.